Hi, Martin here. Today I'm doing a video response for Christine at Camp Smarts. In order to celebrate 100 subscribers on her channel, Christine is doing a gear giveaway contest, and she's offered her subscribers and viewers a number of ways that they can participate. The way I'm doing it today is I'm doing a video response and 3 shout-outs. The first shout-out is for Christine. If you haven't seen her channel, do check it out. There are way too few women who are into this bushcraft and outdoorsy stuff who are making YouTube videos. She's one of them. Check them out. It's kind of nice to see gear reviews and things like that from a woman's perspective. And because she's a big gear junkie, I'm doing today a review or a discussion of this, my favorite piece of gear, or at least one of my very favorite pieces of camping gear. And I'll save the other 2 shout-outs for the end. Let's take a look. So it's spring, and at this time of year, mid-April, there's not a lot of bugs yet. But bug stress will drive you crazy, and it keeps a lot of people from going out camping as often as they'd like. And a lot of people use it as an excuse never to go camping. If you like camping and your best friend or your spouse or your kids don't want to go camping because they hate bugs, I have something that's going to help. It's called the Parawing VCS, Variable Component Shelter. It's a tarp with a walled and ceiling bug mesh, so it creates a bug-free environment for you. It weighs a little under 5 pounds. That's the tarp and the bug mesh, and that's fully loaded in this compression sack. It doesn't come with a compression sack. This is one that I bought for it. It's bulky, as you can see, so it's probably not a great piece of gear for a soloist going out camping, but in heavy bug season I would still bring it even if I was a soloist. I might even bring it in place of a tent. It's that good. So I've strung a line between 2 trees. I've got a little prusik here. Stretch the tarp along that. Do the same thing on the other side. So once you've got your tarp set up, you just take this mesh here. There are Fast-X clips, and they just clip into place like that, all the way around. So now that I've got the bug mesh clipped in place, I'm going to use some tent stakes that come with it and stake down the corners and the sides so the bug mesh will stay flat to the floor and bugs can't get in that way. So there you have it. You just need a ridge line. Tie the tarp to the ridge line. Have a couple of lines going out to the sides, lining it out. Clip in the mesh. Stake the mesh down to the floor, to the ground. And then you have a large zipper door here. A lot of room. I can actually stand up in here all the way to the back, where there's another zipper door, and I can exit through the back. Inside, there are these flaps here that lie flat on the ground. You can throw some gear down there and make sure that that stays down flat. It prevents any creepy crawlies and bugs from coming inside. As I said, it's tall enough at the 2 ends and even in the middle to stand up in. And then there are these low ends. I normally store a lot of gear there, or sometimes I'll just sit there myself. But as you can see, even at the low end, lots of clearance, lots of headroom. It's really comfortable. You can cook in here with your stove. I wouldn't want to have a campfire under here, of course, because the smoke would get trapped under the tarp. But You can cook here with a stove and enjoy your meal in complete peace and relaxation. It's roomy and luxurious. My wife and I typically camp in this, and we camp with friends sometimes, another couple. We have camped 2 adults, 2 dogs, and a bunch of our gear in here, and we were completely comfortable. Some people even use this system in lieu of a tent. They just say, well, what do I need a tent for when I have this? All you need is a ground cloth on the ground to prevent moisture from soaking your bag. Or a bivy bag would do the same thing. Another nice thing is, on those really hot days when it's buggy and muggy and you can't stand the heat, having a lot of clothes and bug hats and bug jackets and long sleeves and long pants will make you really miserable. And when the bugs are out and it's muggy, it's really great to be able to come inside, take off your shirt, get into your shorts or your bathing suit and just relax. You can also bathe in here. You bring a collapsible sink or a pot of water, and you can bathe comfortably in here and wash, strip down to nothing, and just luxuriate. So this for us has been the single biggest improvement in the quality of life of camping, because even if you're kind of toughened to bugs and used to them, they eventually start to drive you crazy, and you don't want to have to live in your tent because it's like living in a doghouse. But this is just having a gazebo out in the bush. It's just a fantastic improvement. There are a lot of guide points on the tarp. The tarp is 16 feet all the way across, actually across this way, but it's about 12 feet on a side. The mesh, I think, is 8 feet on a side, so it's an 8x8 room, tall enough to stand up in. Inside, the bug mesh, they've done a couple of clever things. As I said, they've got the flap on the floor, but they've also got a clip here where you can hang a lantern or something like that, some sort of a flashlight. And there are D-rings at the 2 corners, so you can string a clothesline and hang your wet socks and things like that on a wet, rainy day to keep your gear drying and out of the rain. So it's really, really quite ingenious. There's a ton of guide points all the way around the tarp. Because it's a big tarp, you often have to use a lot of guide lines, so bring a lot of cord or paracord with you to guide out, because it catches a lot of wind. I should also mention that the shape of the tarp is a little different. As you can see, it's kind of diamond shape, and the sides of it are not square cut. They're in a kind of catenary or parabolic arc cut, and that's actually very good. It makes it much more tear resistant. But the problem is it's hard to get one side down flat and create a sort of a flush wall along the floor when you want to create a wind wall the way you might with a conventional square rectangular tarp. You can't do that easily with this. You can drop one of these flaps, one of these wings down very easily, but you're always going to get some wind coming in. So it sheds wind off the tarp very, very well, but it doesn't work well as a wind wall. It works great for shedding rain. The rain just pours off to the 2 corners. It's really great that way. It directs the rain away from the mesh and away from the living area. It's of course a UV protected tarp made out of rip stop material, so it'll last you for years. We have used this tarp and this bug mesh for over 10 years. We've taken it on very nearly every canoe camping trip we've ever gone on, and most of our camping trips are between 4 and 11 days, so it's gotten a lot of use. We've never put a tear in it. I've never damaged the bug mesh. I cram it into my stuff sack, and I never worry about it, although that's probably not a good idea. I'm sure the manufacturer wouldn't recommend doing that. I do it, and I haven't had a problem with it yet. None of the clips have broken, nothing has torn or been sun damaged yet, and I have nothing but great things to say about this thing. So if you hate bugs and you want to be outside and you want to rob your spouse or your best friend or your kids of an excuse to go camping because of bugs, give this a try. It's called the Parawing VCS. That's a variable component shelter by Eureka. It's called variable component because you can buy just the tarp, or you can buy the mesh. They're sold separately. You can also buy poles that come with it. If you're camping in an area way north in the Barrens, for instance, where there's no trees, You can use poles to erect the tarp and guide out using just the pole. So there's 3 parts to this, but they're all sold separately. So you can camp just with the tarp or with both. When it's not at all buggy at this time of year, I actually wouldn't bother with a big tarp like this and the bug mesh. I would just go with a conventional small rectangular tarp. But during bug season, or with people who are kind of prone to bug stress, I bring this baby. All right, so there you have it, the Parawing VCS, the single greatest improvement to the quality of camping life that we've ever invested in. It sells these 2 pieces together in the neighborhood of $200 Canadian. That's not cheap, but it's worth every penny if you can't stand bugs and it's keeping you from camping. It doesn't come with it comes with sacks, but it doesn't come with a compression sack. This is a compression sack I bought. If you don't put it in a compression sack, it's going to be way too big to pack, so you're going to have to buy a compression sack with it. And one last thing I want to mention in connection with bug stress is you can also buy in a hardware store, Canadian Tire or Home Hardware or something like that, just ordinary mesh. This is just cheapo white mesh. It's not fine no-seam mesh like this, but it's small enough to keep out black flies and mosquitoes. And we use this sometimes, not always, but sometimes at the worst of bug season, over our latrine. It just forms kind of like a pyramid shape. You just hang it from a tree and just weigh it down at the 4 corners with a stone over your little latrine or over a thunder box if you're in a campground. And it really makes relieving yourself possible because at the height of black fly season, it's just unbearable. Okay, well, that's it. I hope you have a bug stress-free summer, and time to do some shout-outs now. So the last 2 conditions of this video response contest is a shout-out to someone who has fewer subscribers and a shout-out to someone who has more subscribers on my channel. Someone who has fewer subscribers, check out a channel by Mud Toa. I hope I'm pronouncing that. He makes really interesting videos. I think he's in Arizona or New Mexico, somewhere in the southwestern United States. He makes good bushcrafting videos. He has some nice videos on how to use a hand drill, and some gear-related stuff, and some good tips. Check out his channel. I can't believe he has fewer subscribers than me. He's really criminally undersubscribed. So take a look at his channel. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And then a shout out to someone who has more subscribers than me. That has to go out to someone who has had a tremendous impact on me and my wife and camping. This is someone who probably doesn't realize how much of an influence he's had on us, since his influence actually started long before he started making YouTube videos. That person is Winter Trekker. Winter Trekker, his channel is mostly so far been about winter camping, specifically hot tenting, but now that the weather's warmed up, he seems to be making videos stretching into the warm season, so I think we'll be seeing year-round videos from him. He's one of the founders of wintertrekking.com, which is bar none the best resource on winter camping that you'll find online. It's a fantastic forum and resource. But before he was doing any of that, he was a frequent poster on a number of camping and canoe camping forums, and my wife and I over the years have read just hundreds of his posts, and we have learned so much. So Winter Trekker, check it out, and check out wintertrekking.com. Okay, that's it for the shoutouts. Thank you, Christine, for prompting me to do this, my first video response. It was a pleasure to do, and I hope I win.